What's going on, everyone? This is Slackerman with another die-cast plane review. This is the Witty Wings 1 in 144 scale F-14D Tomcat. Now, Tomcats are one of my favorite warplanes. I do have the Air Force One F-14 model kit, which I reviewed a few videos back. Then I saw Witty Wings did one in this scale, which I really like. Witty Wings is a little more detailed than the Air Force One version. It also comes obviously with the removable armament, which is very cool. Usually for these, you have to, what I do is I super glue them on the ones I want because they usually just fall off pretty easily. But anyway, I haven't seen this anywhere in any U.S. seller, so I actually had to buy this from China, which obviously I guess maybe that's where Witty Wings is based out of. So anyway, let's take a look at this. The box is just the standard Witty Wings blue box. It's a Velcro kind of flap, which sits, that's where the model sits in the blister. Right here we just have a little read up on the F-14 and then nothing on the back. As far as the model itself, I think they did a really good job with all the level of detail. I really like the canopy. You have the names of the pilots right there, but the other nice detail is that green kind of console part or HUD in the front. I think that's a really cool touch that they did, which obviously the Air Force One doesn't have. The Air Force One is not nearly as detailed as this one. Just going around the model, you can see all the different placards, the warning signs, the intake. I believe right there is the, under the nose is the lantern or the infrared targeting function, which is very cool. You can see that you'll have panels to fill in these gaps somewhere in this package. I'm sorry, right there where the manual is, you'll have all the flaps and the landing gear and all that stuff. Actually, let me pull that out real quick. So in this package, you see here we have the flaps to cover all those holes, but also you have the landing gear there, which is very cool. Just taking a look at the side, again you have the great colors, the yellow, the red right there by the intake. If my camera will focus, there we go. So I just think for the scale, they did such a great job with the level of detail, because this is a smaller scale, but as you can see, all the lettering and the writing is super clean. And all the detail is just really well done. On the underside, you have the Navy, then you have some more numbers here identifying marks, which is very cool. I do like that. I believe these are called the leading edges here, that it's actually a silver piece on each end, which is very cool. Taking a look at the top of the jet, I like the coloring, the black and yellow with the gray here. You have the red lines and then the in-flight lights right there. And then we have that kind of bombcat placard or look on the tail wings there. So you have Felix the cat, I believe that's who that is, and then some other details there. On the other side, we have Felix the cat again, so it's the same thing on both sides there. In the middle, or on the other side, you have that kind of symbol there. The engines are nicely done. You can actually see there's some more in-flight lights right there, and then the big, or not intake, but I should say the engine, all the engine blades and fan blades there, which is very cool. This does have articulated wings, which is very cool. A lot of the F-14 models don't include that, so it's nice to find some that do. And they both, if you pull one side, they're both connected, so all you gotta do is just give a little pull. This does feel a little more fragile than the Air Force One model that I have. So just if you get this one, or if you can find this one, be careful. But that's what it looks like with the wings fully extended. So again, I think this is a great model. I love this scale. Like I said, this is just about 5.5 inches, which is perfect. I have now 3 of these. I have the F-14, the Su-27, which I've reviewed, and then I have the FA-18 Super Hornet, which I haven't reviewed yet, so I'm going to review that one next. If I can snatch up any more of these Witty Wings 144 scales, I will. I think all that's left that I would want is they do make an A10 Warthog, and they also make an F-15. I'm not a big fan of the F-15. I prefer the F-14, even though the F-15 is a newer fighter. But I might pick it up just because I really like these model kits. They're like having like miniature Hobby Masters. You know, obviously they're not nearly as expensive as a Hobby Master, but they have just as much detail, just shrunken down, which I really like. So I hope Witty Wings makes more of these, because this is turning into my favorite die-cast aircraft line. I used to think that the Itelari stuff was pretty good, but I actually prefer this over the Itelari. It is a little smaller than those, but like I said, I like the fact that it's basically the same as a Hobby Master, just shrunken down. You have all the detachable armament and weapons there. The level of detail is on par with a Hobby Master, just a small scale. Just taking a look real quick at the weapons it comes with. It has, you can see everything's nicely detailed. I forget what these are called. These were Sparrows or Maverick Missiles. It's one or the other, but you can see some nice detail all over those. Then we have some more air-to-air, air-to-ground missiles. I believe that is another targeting pod right there. And then we have the fuel tanks, which, if my camera can pick up, you have the little Felix the Cat, Bombcat logo on the fuel tanks. So like I said, this is a great model. I'm going to give it a 5 out of 5. This is now my favorite Witty Wings die-cast airplane that I own. The Su-27 is really good too. I highly recommend picking up the flanker. But right now, this is my favorite die-cast jet that I own. I would really like, if I can make some room and if I can actually save some money for once, I'd really like to get, even though I'm not a fan of the 172 scale, it's too big. I'm thinking about getting a Hobby Master or Century Wings, or one of them, a bigger scale Tomcat, just because I'm really loving the Tomcat. I used to think that the F-35 was my favorite kind of warplane, but I'm starting to lean more towards the F-14 after just doing some more research on it, and I really like the look of it. So I hope everyone liked the video, and again, if you can find this, definitely pick it up. So thanks for watching. Bye.